Hello and welcome to another episode of my Ask Me Mondays, where you have the chance to ask me whatever you stuff to know about myself, about anything vegan related, topic, training, minimalism, whatever you have. I share my opinion, my knowledge, but I'm not an expert of any means, so do your own research always. Don't take my word as golden and just follow it blindly. Always do your own research. So I'm so looking forward for your new questions down below, and we just jump right into your last questions I got, which is, how do you spend Christmas? I can't stand my family watching animal products. Don't know what to do. So while I answer this question, can we get some snowflake? Oh wow. Okay, so how do I spend Christmas? At home, which is Munich, together with my family, my mother, my brother, my sister, maybe her family. I think they will join, or I don't know, but at least with my family in Munich. And I don't know if it will be entirely vegan, because my sister isn't entirely vegan, but my mother is, and my brother is also mostly. So there will be tons of vegan options, and you will see that all in a future vlog. So make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And I feel you that you can't stand seeing them eating animal products, but hey, just accept reality, focus on you, lead by example. My first Christmas as a vegan together with my family, there were meat and other animal products, but my mom, she was so nice and she made tons of vegan options, so I just focused on my meal. I just ate the vegan stuff and don't focus on animal products. Just do your thing and contribute by cooking lots of vegan things, that you reduce the amount of animal products on the table and contribute lots of vegan options and make them super delicious, like filled butternut, squash, pumpkin, or lentil loaf. Then lots of side dishes like mashed potatoes, roasted potatoes, green beans, gravy. Make some vegan cookies, a vegan pie. Make stuffed pumpkin. There's so many things actually. I recently posted on my Instagram vegan Christmas dinner inspiration, so I'll link you that post down below. Make sure to check it out. So just contribute lots of vegan dishes and then eat them, focus on them, or take it in your own hand. Be like mom, dad, brother, sister, whatever you have in your family, all your siblings. I be in control of the Christmas dinner. I cook the entire dinner and then take a day to prepare everything, and then just cook the entire day and just make it so great, so delicious, so much variety, so much food that they're amazed, that they feel full and satisfied and miss nothing, and they're actually like, whoa, I could actually eat like that. So, or maybe, if they are not willing, like we need our meat on the plate, then just do it half-half. Just contribute your plate and focus on your plate. Question for you Ask Me Mondays. Does freezing fruits, veggies, make them lose any nutritional value? Mainly the ones you freeze, like bananas, kale, spinach, but I really mean all fruits and vegetables. Mostly not, at least not for a short period of time. You mostly maintain and preserve all the nutrients. Yes, after months and years they will lose a bit of their nutrition value, but you mostly, when you freeze something like ripe bananas for an ice cream, or some veggies, some other fruits, they're ripe and you don't want them to be over-ripened, you eat them in the next week mostly, or in the next month, and for that period, don't you worry at all. Most nutrients are conserved, and when you store stuff for years, but who does that? I don't have a big freezer, so I need that space, and I consume it anyways after a few weeks, because what's the point in storing it for years? So for a couple of weeks, a couple of months, don't you worry, just freeze it. It's so great, so fruits won't over-ripen. Or like, for example, right now I have 2 frozen avocados in my fridge because they were super ripe. I didn't want to eat them, so I just froze them, and now I can eat them whenever I want, and they preserve the state of ripeness, their perfectness, and don't go bad. So freeze away. Ferdinand, what is your maximum daily intake of legumes? Because I love them, but I don't like to fart too much. So my maximum intake, rather ask me about my minimum intake, because my maximum intake is just limitless. I eat so many legumes because they're crazy healthy. They have on the one side lots of protein and on the other side so many nutrients. They're considered both protein and a vegetable because they're so nutritious dense but also super rich in protein. So you should eat at least 3 servings of legumes each day, and as many as you want. I did a full day of eating only legumes. What I don't recommend, eat in variety, but eat lots of legumes. And if you're not yet adjusted to legumes, then keep eating them every single day in small amounts. And after a matter of weeks, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 weeks at most, you're fully adjusted. Studies showed it that and only about 1/3 of people have problems with legumes, like beans, like regarding bloating and gas. Only 1/3. So most people are fine with legumes from the beginning, and then they kept eating it every single day. And after 8 weeks, what were the numbers? I don't want to butcher it, but most of them adjusted because their gut flora adjusted to eating legumes because they're loaded with healthy fiber, and you need to adjust to that. So keep eating them in small amounts, and once you adjust it, I can eat mountains of legumes, and I often do because they're that healthy. So eat your legumes at least 3 servings per day, and as many as you like. Okay, this is a long question. I eat a whole food plant-based diet, and my maintenance calories is 1,300 calories, but I am trying to gain lean muscle mass, so I eat 1,500 on an usual day. But sometimes I'm still hungry before bed and I have a small snack, such as a half of piece of fruit. Who eats a half of piece of fruit? I always eat the entire fruit, and often multiple fruits. Only half a fruit? Okay, but it's good that at least you eat half a fruit. But okay, a few nuts, some veggies, and I end up consuming 1,600 to 1,650 calories. I work out 6 days a week, 1 being cardio and the rest being strength. I try to listen to my body when I'm hungry, but could excess calories cause fat gain? I should add that I'm also a bit underweight. Okay, oh, you only weigh 44 kilograms, that's really little. Then gaining weight is healthy, and yes, if you're in a caloric surplus, you will gain weight, but your goal is probably to gain muscles, and thus you want to gain weight, and you're doing it super perfectly. You are in a small caloric plus. You're not in a crazy caloric plus where you just gain unnecessary amount of fat. You're just in a small caloric plus, so you gain minimum fat and can gain maximum muscle mass if you train right. So that is perfect. Keep doing that, and especially if you're underweight like that, even a bigger caloric surplus, no problem. Having a bit of fat is healthy and certainly helps you build muscle. So keep doing what you do, stay in a small caloric plus, and yes, you will gain fat. But if you're in a small caloric plus, only minimum fat. And if you train right and all the other factors, have them right, like sleep enough, recover well, train proper, make progression, then you will gain muscle mass. And keep doing what you do, and don't be afraid of gaining weight, because you quickly can lose it only when it gets a lot of weight. But especially when you start off being a bit underweight, then gaining a bit of fat shouldn't be one of your concerns. It should something you want to maintain a healthy weight and to make it easier to gain muscle mass. Because if you want to gain muscle mass in the long run, it is crucial to be in a small caloric plus. So keep doing what you're doing. Hello Ferdinand, do have blanched almonds less vitamins than with shell? Good question. I think there's not really a difference, but hey, let's ask my best friend, which is Google. With or without skin is the major difference between blanched and unblanched. Do I pronounce that right? Blanched? I think so.
Blanched.
Blanched. Blanching involves placing the nuts in very hot water for about a minute, then cooling them off quickly in cold water and rubbing off the skin. While the blanched almonds may be slightly more processed than the unblanched almonds, they are nutritionally very similar. So pick what you want. For baking, most people take blanched almonds because of the texture and the color, I think. But pick what you want, there isn't really a difference. And one more question. I hope this question doesn't bother anyone. How many times do you poop a day and do your farts smell bad? Great content, and I've been vegan for almost 9 months. I eat whole foods. 9 months, great to hear that, and keep going. And how many times a day do I poop? And no, that doesn't offend me at all. That's a great question. Pooping regularly means you're eating a healthy diet. And I talked about it in a recent Ask Me Monday, I link it up here, about how your stool should look like that you be healthy, that you don't have diarrhea, but not a too firm stool that you, check it out up here. But how many times per day do I poop? I'd say 4 times, on average 3 to 4 times, but more like 4. In the morning, 1 to 2 times, often 2 times, like right after I drank a bit of water, and then I worked for like 1 or 2 hours and then again, and just quickly, because of all the fiber just goes out there. It's the best. I just sit on the toilet on my squatty potty in the perfect position. If you don't know about squatty potty, you should check out the post. I link you down below. I made it vegan strength. Game changer. You're in a squat position and you can poop so quickly, and you don't have to forced it out. So check out the post. So twice in the morning often, then sometimes in the afternoon and sometimes in the evening. And that's healthy, and you should poop at least 2 to 3 times per day. That's a healthy range. If you only poop like every other day or only twice per week, then you need to increase your fiber intake, meaning eating more bland foods, fruits, vegetables, legumes, whole grains, nuts and seeds, because fiber is so important, and fiber is only found in plant foods. There's no fiber in animal products, so eat more plants. And do your farts smell bad? The question is, do your farts smell good? No, probably, unless you're a freaking unicorn. But sometimes they smell like more neutral, and sometimes they smell bad, and sometimes really bad. It's just normal, so it depends, but I'd say they never smell good. I don't know what else to say about that. So I'm so looking forward for your new questions down below. Don't forget to check out my podcast, because I recently uploaded a new Instagram Q&A Vegans podcast, and also for my German friends out there, I also have a German podcast where I recently did a German Instagram Q&A, vegans.de podcast, and a new episode is also coming soon about minimalism. So make sure to check out my podcast as well, and leave your new questions down below. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, peace.